History remembers the facts, but what about the phantoms that refuse to be forgotten? Welcome back to The Common Historian, where history meets the supernatural. I'm Jeremy, and tonight I'm joined by Jenny Davis, co-organizer of the inaugural Obscura Paracon, happening March 21st and 22nd at the Northern Illinois University Historic Altgeld Hall. So grab your favorite beverage, dim the lights, and prepare to journey into the world where history refuses to stay buried. Welcome, Jenny. How
Well,
are you
hi.
tonight?
Good. How about you?
Oh, doing well. Been excited to talk to you. I think you actually will be the first Paracon that someone coming in talking
How
about their
exciting,
Paracon.
right?
What was the experience or moment that kind of pulled you into paranormal investigation and into the paranormal?
Truthfully, it was the premiere of Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters got me interested, and then Brandy Green of GHI held a peer conference up here in Minnesota. I went, got that bug in me, like I want to know more, I want to do more, I want to see more, I want to experience more. And ever since, I've been traveling all over the country. I've been to many conferences, many haunted locations, growing list of places I want to go and check out. But yeah, ever growing. Now I'm helping with events and I have my podcast. So I'm all over the place. So if you're all over the country, you'll probably see me sometime this year, next year, or you probably already met me. But yeah, I'm all over. I travel a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, that's great. I'm kind of newer to the paranormal community. I've only been for about a year now. So I'm actually going to be attending my first Paracon in Vermont in April, the Vermont
Oh, awesome.
Horrors.
I love the
And
East Coast. It's, my husband grew up and lived on the East Coast most of his life, and I always ask if we can move out to the East Coast, because all my friends are out there, and you guys have like the most amazing locations. But he's like, no, no, I'm not moving again. I'm like, well, just expect me to be going back there more often now.
oh, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be having a little booth there and I'm going to be on a couple panels. So,
That's
um,
awesome.
very excited, a little nervous because it is my first one I'm going to. So I don't know really what
Yeah.
to expect, but there's some great people there. So anyway, back to your Paracon. You're so I believe you guys have partnered with your Breaking Fate Entertainment to launch the inaugural Obscura Paracon. How did that partnership form?
So I'm not really Atkins. I want to say closer to like 20 years or so. I met him at Mid South in Kentucky. Became really good friends, and he hosted a different type of paranormal event in the past as Afterlife Paranormal Conference, but then took a break because he kind of stepped away from the paranormal and focused more on like the dark arts and oddities, and he grew that event. And then I was like, we need to bring back the Paracon. Like the Midwest doesn't have enough. Like the Midwest used to have like Michigan Paracon, Mid Michigan, but it's lacking like an event in Illinois. So I'm like, we gotta do something. And so we came up with Obscura Paracon, which I'm super excited about. Like I said, Billy's a good friend of mine, and we just like really connect, and we're on the same wavelength most of the time about events and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. So he asked me to step in and help him with this Paracon, and I'm like, game on, let's go.
That's great. So now, whoops, sorry, I lost my thought there for a minute.
No worries.
So
I do it all the time on my podcast, so don't worry. That's why I have co-hosts. I have two co-hosts now. I'm like, if I lose track, they can always pick up and get back on track until I figure out what I want to say.
yeah, I thought about possibly getting a co-host just only because sometimes I do lose kind of my track of thought.
Right. And it's
Anyway,
nice. It's nice because you can bounce ideas back off each other, and the
yeah,
other person can have different connections than you have, and then it brings in different aspects of the paranormal or history and whatnot.
Yeah. So kind of, another question for, kind of more for you than the con. What's your investigation style or methodology? Are you more focused EVP or historical research
Um,
or equipment based?
so for me, because I'm a psychic medium empath, I like to go into locations as much as possible without like knowing a lot of history. It's hard because I watch all the shows, but going in with as much non-bias as possible.
Yeah.
Um, I like to do Estes method. That is like how I connect into my abilities the best on investigations because I can just zone out and let spirit come through and talk. But I do have a lot of paranormal equipment. I have like almost everything on the market. I have a couple Jeff Bent boxes that I got from him, but and then I always love to go into haunted locations, historical locations, and take photos. And that's how my stories within photography got created because people are like Billy Atkins really kicked me in the butt and said, "You have all these amazing photos. You post them on Facebook, but why don't you make some money off them? Why don't you sell them?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"'Cause no one's going to buy them." And then he goes, "That's BS. Let's be truthful here. Print your photography, bring it to my new location." He has a new store in Illinois. So I'm like, "Here's my photography. Do what you want." And ever since he opened in October, it's like the highest selling item. I'm like, okay, guess I'm kind of selling my photography now. So that's a new adventure for me as well.
That's great. Your event's going to be held at the Altgeld Hall
Yep.
on the Northern Illinois University campus. Um, when was that built, and what was the original purpose of it, or what history do you know of the of that? It looks old.
So
I looked at it.
it really does look old and it's very haunted. I've been there for several of his events in the past. It's right on the university campus. It was built in, I want to say 1896 and opened in 1897. It does look like a castle. It is amazing as you step into it. It really takes your breath away. It like you walk in and you are meted with these double staircase, amazing location. The history is crazy. I love it. It does look just like a castle, and I love it.
Yeah, it does. I was looking at it when I was prepping for this, and I'm like, wow, that's a really nice location for
Hmm.
a Paracon.
Yeah,
Really
it's like
kind
the
of fits
old.
the theme.
It definitely does. It's the oldest building on the campus of DeKalb's University. It's very haunted. I wish they would let us investigate because I would totally do that. But since it's a university, you have to go through a whole bunch of jump
Oh yeah, there's probably
holes.
paperwork after paperwork would
Mm,
have to go through.
yeah, like the city of DeKalb is very old. There's a few different haunted locations, like the Egyptian theater. There's a couple mansions that I've driven past, and I'm like, "You're haunted. I want to investigate you."
And
And
speaking
Lily's
of
like, "We
the
should just do a ghost walk." I'm like, "Yeah, you should start that up, and I'll come down like on a monthly basis and be the special walk guest or something."
yeah, and speaking of the Egyptian theater, we'll speak on that a little bit later. And
Yes.
and have you heard any of the specifics of what activity is going on in the hall, like
Uh,
phenomenon wise?
I have not, but I've seen shadows. I've heard voices.
Oh, so you
Just
have personal.
personally, like walking around and just feeling the energy because I am a psychic medium. I can definitely feel. They don't come out and say it's haunted, but you could definitely feel the energy when you walk in. That it's a little different. But yeah, it's a great location. I bet you really had some experiences down there too. But yeah, it's an amazing location for sure.
So go kind of going in. This is the first Obscuracon Paracon,
Yep.
Obscuracon. You're setting, kind of setting the tone for the event. What inspired the vision of blending kind of, I think you're kind of blending the dark arts, crypt. I think you might have some cryptids, ghost hunting, a variety of different things in there. What kind of inspired that? And
So really, and I are both investigators, and he has hosted a different type of Paracon a few years back but since he took a little break from the paranormal, he stopped doing that event. But we want to bring education, experiences, and exploration, and just kind of like, if you're new to the field, if you're interested, or you're even a seasoned paranormal investigator, historian, fascinated by haunted locations, we want you to feel like you're coming into, like, you know how, like, you go to events and you just feel like it's a family reunion?
Yeah.
We just wanna kinda make that feeling again. And you
So
still
kind of
learn from that time, you are connecting with other people, new vendors, new topics, new ideas, at this event.
um
Mhm.
I really like that. So, you know, like I said, you're trying something a little bit, different, getting that wholesome feeling. But I was just wondering, are you or how does or what kind of panels are you having this year? Are they traditional ones, or are you having some for?
For, like, the lectures, we have Robin Terry of Ashmore Estates talking about the history of Ashmore Estates, which is a really well-known haunted location in
Yeah.
Illinois. We have Amelia Carter, who is a very well-known author, talking about the ghosts of the Midwest. So she'll be discussing, like, the states of the Midwest and the haunted history of that. We have Chris Fleming, who is a very well-known psychic medium all over the country, all over the world, coming in and talking about the different types of entities that people can experience on investigations. We have Dave Schrader, who we all know from File, Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Mysteries, will be there as well, talking about a few different topics. And then we do have someone coming in talking about cryptids, Barnaby Jones, which I'm super excited about because that brings in a whole different aspect of the paranormal, because under that big umbrella of the paranormal, cryptozoology is part of that. So we're super excited to have Barnaby come in and talk about something a little different than spirits and ghosts and history. And then we have Josh Purvis talking about filmmaking filmmaking in the paranormal, because he is co-owner of Stream Beacon with Shane Pittman. So he'll be talking about the different aspects of how he sets up his filming to for on paranormal investigations and creating that paranormal show.
So, you talked about a whole bunch of that, but I'm gonna ask something very similar, but it's a little bit different. So, walk us through what a typical attendee's day would look like. I'm arriving Saturday morning. What can I you know what can I expect on that first day, and maybe even the second day, vendor wise, not just the lectures and panels, but other things.
So we have a total of, let me just see here, I want to say 45 vendors in the big volume of the hall. Vendors include paranormal authors, paranormal haunted locations, collectors, witchy items, metaphysical. Haunted happy hour will be there, who makes like coffee that is inspired by haunted locations. Their coffee is amazing.
Oh,
They will be
nice.
there offering coffee and sampling their coffee. So when you arrive on Saturday morning and you need a little pickup, go down to Haunted Happy Hours booth, and they will set you all up for a good energy of the day. We have Sam Beltrusis as a vendor this year, which I'm super excited about. He's coming from Massachusetts. And then we
Oh,
have
I
like,
know Sam.
yeah, he's amazing. He signed up, and I was like, I was kind of I was taken back when he signed up as a vendor. I was like, wait,
Oh.
what? You don't want to, like, we can't put you as a speaker. He's, oh, I know. I want to support the small event. Like, he's all
Yeah,
in for supporting small events. So I'm
yeah.
super excited about that. We have Moxie Malice, who is a bracelet making intention company out of Minnesota. But throughout the day, there's lectures, there's workshops, vendors. You can come and go. You'll get a wristband, so you can come and go throughout the day. Each day is different lectures, different workshops. I know I will be doing an aura photography workshop on Saturday. So there's different type of workshops throughout the weekend. I know Chris Fleming will be doing a workshop. There is spirit photography workshop. And there's several different workshops that you will be able to make things and take home with you as well.
That's really
Yes.
nice.
And I believe we're doing a raffle as well. So each vendor will probably be donating something, and it'll be like a 50-50 raffle. So you'll put tickets in for the items that you want to win. And then at the end of the week, I think at the end of Sunday, we'll pull names. We're working on getting donations for that as well.
Okay. So who is your target audience? I know you spoke a little bit on it, but is it hardcore investigators, paranormal enthusiasts, art collectors, or newcomers?
We
Actual here.
are anyone that is like interested in the paranormal, hardcore investigators, people who have seen like Dave Schrader, Josh Purvis, Chris Fleming on TV and want to come out and meet them. That's totally fine. We will welcome you in. As you will see when you walk in, we will treat you like family.
Okay.
So anyone is welcome. I know we'll get a bunch of college students because we're right on campus, which is amazing. They come out and support any of his events, which is really nice of them.
Yeah. Now I did if I think I read that you guys might be doing some kind of like dark cosplay or like have a gothic atmosphere. I thought I
I'm
read
not,
that somewhere, but maybe I
that's
did.
more like for his Dark Arts and Oddities event that happens every November.
No, so maybe I mixed them up.
It's totally
Um,
fine. And that was
yep,
just we're throwing in the third event in July. That's more kind of based towards like metaphysical, the
might have been where I
pagan.
was. I think I
Yeah.
was just kind of when I was research. I just trying to remember, and I guess it came to my mind. I was like, oh well, I'll ask.
It's very confusing to this point because we're all talking about 3 different events in this group of me, Billy, and his co-owner. We're like always like try to talk about different events, and we're like, okay, wait, which event are we talking about? Like, are we talking about the paranormal one? Are we talking about the new witchy one? Or are we talking about dark arts? So we always have to like clarify which one we're talking about at this point.
Yeah, and I I researched so much, and I might have just marked
Right.
down a note saying that, and it might have been for one of your future other events.
Events, right?
So, is the what can attendees expect? I know you said that there are some different lectures. Is panels? Are they going to be interactive, like question and answer sessions? Is there any meet and greets?
Meet and greets will happen like at vendor booths. I do know we have an after hours investigation, but if you want to come and meet people, come to the booth, go to the lectures. I have a feeling all the lectures will have a question and answer at the end. If you have questions while you're listening to that lecture, the presenter will let you ask questions throughout the lecture as well. We want it to be open. We want to be very interactive with this event.
I'm in the ed tech field, so I've been to many conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to that first one in April for that's paranormal or horror, all of
Right.
that. But I've been to many like ed tech conferences, and
Mm-hmm.
that's usually how they are. So I was assuming. I just wanted to verify.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, so now you did mention there's an after hours ghost hunt. I believe
Yes.
that's at the Egyptian Theater,
Yes.
and that's with Dale. And I'm
Yes.
hoping I didn't massacre the name.
I don't think that's. I think that's correct. I think that is correct. I always butcher his last name too, so I just call him
Oh,
Dale. I'm like Dale. And if you live in the
oh,
Midwest, you know who Dale is because he is one of the oldest investigators out in
yeah,
the
and I'm
area.
familiar. I'm terrible with names. So,
I'm
um,
very bad with names too.
so can you tell us, a little bit about that venue's history and, you know, what reports have been there for,
Hmm.
kind of a preview of what, if they go on that after hours
Yeah, definitely.
hunt.
So the Egyptian Theater is right downtown DeKalb. It's actually across the street down the road from his new location, new store, Billy's Dark Arts and Oddities. So every time I go to a store, I see the Egyptian Theater, and I'm like, I can't wait for March. I want to get in now, type of thing. But the Egyptian Theater reached DeKalb County in 1928. They started building the theater in 1928, but the foundation issue happened and they didn't fully start in building the location until 1929, and it opened that December. And the construction cost was roughly $250,000, which at that time served about 8,000 people in the city of DeKalb. By the 1930s, the theater was one of over 100 theaters across the country to decorate itself in Egyptian style. This theater is the one of 7 remaining in the U.S. and the only Egyptian theater east of the Rocky Mountains. Some of the history that connects why it is haunted, but I know Billy has experienced shadows, voices, unexplained sounds, footsteps, the smells, like phantom smells. I know there is someone that says that has died in the theater. I'm not sure exactly who had died, but like I said in the beginning, I don't like to really dive into the history of
Yeah.
locations before going into it.
So,
But I've known multiple of my friends who are investigators have been there on numerous times and have experienced amazing things. I know Billy had filmed a documentary there called I Hunt Ghosts, which you can find on the website of Obscura Paracon as well, if you want more dive into that aspect as well. But it'll be me and Dale running the investigation that night. You'll come in at 10 o'clock. We will do the waivers and paperwork for the theater saying that if something happens, they're not held reliable type of thing, that normal waivers and things to protect them and yourself. And then one of the employees of the theater will give you a tour of the location, including history, paranormal experiences. And then we will split everyone up into groups and we will just rotate throughout the night. It is 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Central Time for the ghost hunt. If you have equipment, you can bring your own or just a flashlight. And if you don't have anything, between me and Dale, we will have a ton of equipment to let you use and experience and try out. So it'll be a fun night. So I'm not sure exactly how it's all going to work out, but we will have fun for sure. I'm super
I imagine.
excited because I've never been to the Egyptian theater and it's always been on the bucket list of mine to go in and investigate it. So when
Yeah.
Billy brought up the idea of, hey, would you be willing to do a after hours investigation at the Egyptian? Like, done. You
Mm,
don't even have to ask me again. Like, I'm down. Like, let's do it.
that's great. Yeah. I think I've read a little bit about the Egyptian. I don't, but it does look like a great place.
It is.
Now, the after hours, that is that a separate ticket
Yep.
from?
Yes.
Okay.
So the ticket itself is, I want to say, $85 per person, which truthfully, for an after hours investigation, that's a really good price for as long as we do get it.
Yeah.
So, because I've been to many events, many after hours investigations, and they charge a lot more than $85. We are limiting it to 24 people. Suggest anyone who is interested in doing the ghost hunt to please buy your tickets early because they will sell out before the event. I'm not sure exactly how many tickets we have left right now, but I would highly suggest buying tickets quickly before they do sell out.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine that, and they're probably going to sell quite quickly. So,
Yeah. Yes,
um,
definitely.
now I have a few more questions for you. So, for someone considering attending, what would you tell them about what should they bring? How should they prepare if they're going to the Paracon for someone that maybe never has been to one before?
I, as someone who has experienced going to a Paracon for the first time, it could be nerve-wracking because you don't know what to expect. Bring a pencil, bring a notebook because you will write things down that you learn throughout the lectures or the workshops. Have some questions, like if you're really trying to get into the paranormal, think of some questions to ask, like Dave Schrader, Sam Belchises, Josh Perez, Dale, any of our vendors or speakers, and they can help you walk through how to start getting into the paranormal. Just being open-minded as well. Don't think that what you see on TV is always correct and what is true, because that is entertainment, and
Yeah.
it's always can be tweaked to make it more entertaining. So, like, if you watch Ghost Hunters and you see them sitting in a room and you get action, 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 action right away, that's not how investigations are typically. You sit in a room and you may not get any activity, or you might get some and then have quiet time and then have more. So, having that open mindedness of how TV is different from the real paranormal investigations. Just really being open minded, willing to learn and grow throughout the weekend.
Okay. And yeah, to your point on that, I've never been on a overnight investigation, but I lived in a haunted house for 2 years.
Hmm.
And, you know, it's not all the time. I wasn't even investigating myself because I wasn't even into the paranormal back then very much. That's what kind of got me there.
Right.
But, you know, it's once in a while it heats up and,
Hmm.
you know, you, where I was, I saw, you know, full body apparitions from time to time.
Right.
And, after 2 years, it gets a little, oh, there it is again. It's
Doesn't know
kind
when
of,
they will
it's
want to
weird.
play.
And, different things would happen, but it wasn't like, I was running out of the house in the middle of the night, and it doesn't always happen at night either.
Nope. It
It can
happens
be
throughout the
right during the
day.
day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I agree with you that, be very open-minded.
Hmm.
And I'm actually going on my first paranormal investigation May 16th.
Oh, nice. Where are you going?
Wildwood Sanitarium, my first overnight.
I
Mm.
absolutely love that location. I have been 2 times and I'm going back for the third time this year. Brooke and Zach are amazing owners. That location will make you definitely believe in the paranormal because there's a lot of activity. You will probably hear things with your own ears and be like, did that just happen? You'll see things, you'll hear things, experience things that you have never experienced. I love that place so much. I can't wait to go back. Like, it's
I'm
become one of
excited.
my, like, home from home, like, away from home locations.
Yeah.
Zach and Brooke will totally welcome you like family. And that town is just so good and so nice. And the cemetery up the road is extremely haunted, I heard. So I
Oh,
haven't been to the cemetery yet. So
no. But no,
I've
I'm
heard
I'm
amazing things.
excited. I'm going with the Misfits Paranormal Crew. It's one of my
Okay.
local teams. We're going May 16th. I'm excited. Probably going to, do like a TikTok live or, either
Hmm.
YouTube or TikTok. I usually go live on TikTok.
Right. That's what
Um,
I do on investigations is TikTok live because people might experience things on TikTok that you don't see right away or hear
yeah,
things. And it's just fun because other people who are watching you on TikTok might have questions that you've never thought about asking. Um,
yeah.
I always do that, and I have some really good people that follow me and ask really good questions. So I always do that on investigations if there's like really good reception.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm thinking. And I imagine the Misfits will probably go live on Facebook. That's where they usually like to go live.
Hmm.
So
If
it'll
you
be,
have time, hook up with Dan Kloss, who owns the Hinsdale House. It's about 30-45 minutes away from Wildwood Sanitarium. See if you can get in for a day tour or something, because the Hinsdale House is crazy. I
I've heard that.
I had a crazy experience there when I went last 2 years ago. So I had a funny story that happened to me, not even going to the Hinsdale House. Like, one of my friends brought a friend of his to Wisconsin, and I went to meet up with them. And that friend, before Dan owned it, was the caretaker of Hinsdale. He didn't know at the time that he had an attachment from the house,
Oh,
and that attachment kind of left him and came to me. So I had an attachment from the Hinsdale. Hinsdale house without even going to the Hinsdale. So that was 2012 that happened. And I was like, do I ever go to the Hinsdale house after having an attachment? So I sucked up. I talked to Dan. He's like, you're all good. You could come and hang out, see what happens. I promise you, you won't leave with an attachment again. So I went finally in 2024, and I had a really good experience there. I love that house. I love the owner. Dan is an amazing guy. Just that, yeah, definitely. If you're that close, go to the Hinsdale house. To go sit by the tree, the giving tree out and back. Go sit by the lake. Sit in the house and just let it speak to you.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I know I've heard of the Hinsdale houses on one of my bucket lists. Oh, that
Mhm.
part of New York, there's a bunch on
I
the
know,
Hinsdale, the
like
Greystone Manor,
the
which is a
Greystone
little bit
Manor
further. Is a little bit further.
down in New Jersey. There is a location called White Hill Mansion. My friend Kyle runs it. I have always heard about White Hill Mansion. It is a very historical location for the U.S. history. And I'm like, I was at Penhurst Asylum for the Paracon, and like the night before, I'm like, if I'm within an hour of a location, I'm gonna go check it out type of person. Like, you
Yeah.
need to be there when you're that close, you have to go, right? It's like went with a bunch of friends, and that night was so crazy that me and my friend booked it again for this year. We're like, we have to go back to try to figure out what we experienced, because in the basement of White Hill Mansion, we experienced something like crawling on the floor, making growling noises, things
Oh,
moving, big bangs, footsteps, voices. We had some crazy Estes methods at White Hill Mansion. So we're like, we have to go back. We have to figure out what we experienced, because what we experienced that night last year was so like drilled in our heads. Like, we have to go back. And Kyle's like, you guys had one of the most active nights that year at White Hill. So we're going to go back
yeah.
in September after we go to Penhurst Asylum for an investigation. So I'm like the person that if I'm that close to a location, you bet my happy butt I will be going to that location for just a day tour or trying to book it for a private investigation.
Have you ever been to the historic Palmyra?
No, I have not.
That's one. Check that out. I interviewed the curator. Very fascinating. Multiple different buildings,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah,
I,
it's on my to-do list.
right? Like this year, I'm calling this year as my redemption year, because I'm going back to Waverly Hills 14 years after my first time. And when I went, well, I should say 14 years since my second time going to Waverly. First time I went, I actually ditched high school for a week and did an investigation with my friends. This was like a week before my graduation. So I was like, I'm going to stay in my classroom and do nothing for 2 weeks. Whatever. I'm just going to go and investigate and do my thing. First time, it was calm. I really didn't see or hear a lot at Waverly. Second time, we went during a paranormal conference, and it was just a night tour. My husband, fiance at the time, never had been. My mom had never been. So we're like, we're in town. This is a night tour. Let's go do it. And I was open more of a psychic medium empath at that time. And the intuition in me was telling me not to go onto the fourth floor, which if you're on tour, you have to go where the tour guide goes. You can't be like, peace out. I'm not going. So I went on this floor, the fourth floor where the OR is, after being told not to go by my intuition, which I should have listened to. And we stepped into the OR. As I stepped over the threshold, it really felt like my chest was being ripped open and tubes getting placed in my lungs, which I found out afterwards that was a treatment for TB they tried at Waverly Hills, was putting like tubing in the
Oh, so
patient's
you were able
lungs
to really,
to release the TB from their lungs, which
yeah.
as soon as I stepped over, that's what I felt. And I literally bent over in tears, crying, screaming, because it was so much pain. And I had never been back since. And that was 2013. So I'm like,
Oh,
this
so
is my
you're on the
redemption year.
return.
I'm going to return this year, kind of confront whatever I experienced in 2013. But I'm bringing a bunch of newbies who had never been to Waverly, and I'm like, y'all, you have nothing. You have no idea where I'm gonna put you in. I already told them, I'm like, I'm putting you guys on the fourth floor solo for 10 minutes each, and let's see what happens to you. And they're like, why are you doing that? I'm like, because I just wanted to. You guys have never been to Waverly, and to kind of throw you into the pond a little bit and see what happens. So like, well, you have to do a solo. I'm like, if I do a solo, someone's gonna be on that floor with me. Because if that happens again, I'm out and I won't come back.
Oh,
But yeah, this year is a lot of redemption locations for me and experiencing new locations. Like I'm going to Hospital in College Hill for the first time. And I guess some other really cool locations. Kind of going back to my roots, like my first investigation was the Grant House here in Minnesota. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to go back for the first time in 10 years and investigate with a bunch of friends. So I'm super excited. So this year will be my returning to the
a
basics
lot of
and returning to redeem myself.
yeah.
Kind of putting myself
Um,
to the next level in my
I
eyes.
think the only time that I've had a reaction to a place that I visited was Wilson's Castle in Vermont.
It was. That place is
I
on my
went
bucket
there.
list.
We went last October. It was like a week before Halloween. And we took the historic tour. And then after, they just let you wander. And I have a second channel called Common Ventures, which is more
Mhm.
historic. So I did a bunch of recording for that. And during that time, upstairs on the second floor, there's a, I call it the pink room. I say they have a name for it, but it's pink.
Right. The
And
pink room.
the pink room. I call it the pink room. As soon as I walked in there, it felt different. It like the whole room feels different. My daughter even
Oh, yeah.
thought that. And we had there was a book on there that says all the different like haunted. It was telling all about the different hauntings in the castle.
Hmm.
And it was next to this mirror that you're supposed to be able to see this lady in or something.
Oh,
She
yeah.
appears
Yeah.
if you
I've
take
heard about that.
pictures.
Yeah.
I took pictures. I didn't hear no. I didn't get nothing. But anyway, my daughter did too. But she was like, "Oh well," she said, "I just read in there that they say there's a portal in the closet here." She says, "But I want a picture of it. It's a nice closet. I'm not going in there though," she said. So I went in, and I already had this like heavy feeling in the room itself. The
Hmm.
little it's just a little walk-in closet. It's not even that big.
Right.
And so I went in and I took the picture, but as soon as I walked in there, it almost felt like a weight or almost choking. Like
Hmm.
that's what
That
that's
really
all I can
heavy feeling.
it was heavier than the room itself.
Hmm.
It was like I couldn't breathe. I took the picture quickly. And
And he was like, oh, die.
and then, you know, it wasn't as heavy in the room, but as soon as I walked out of that room,
You were
it was
fine.
back to normal.
Hmm.
I weirdest thing I've ever
Yeah.
planned to go back though.
That place has
Yeah,
been on my bucket list for a while. I've heard amazing things from numerous people who've been there. Way.
I'd like to go investigate there.
Yeah, I've heard amazing things. Like that
I
is
don't
on
know
my
if
bucket
I'm
list.
not sure if I would go into the pink room alone.
You want that'll be your solo was going to the pink room by
Yeah.
yourself. But yeah, like there's a lot of great locations in this country. Like last October, I went to Virginia City, out in Virginia City, Nevada, for the very first time. And if you're a ghost hunter and watch the shows, you know about the Washoe Club. Like you have heard about the crazy experiences. Like, and I went because I had run a night there at Michigan Paracon. I was in town for an event, and I'm like, I booked my night at the Washoe, going in fully unexpected about what I was going to expect and see. Me and my friend left after the tour guide gave us our tour, went down the strip to get some pizza real quick, came through the door, and we hadn't even closed the front door yet. And all of a sudden, we hear a woman say, hello, like, hello. And we're like, okay, there has to be the other people up here screwing with us. Like, they knew we
Yeah.
were coming back.
Yeah.
And we went to the whole Washoe Club, and no one was in there. We're like, why did we not have a recorders going? Why do we not have video going? Because it was the clearest EVP voice, not even EVP, like audible voice. And that whole night we were chasing shadows, we were chasing footsteps, voices, phantom smells. And I had gone 2 additional nights after that for the event. And me and Aaron Stager through that step, and a few other people were chasing footsteps and voices at the Washoe. So I'm going to go back in May with a bunch of new friends. And then we're also doing the Nevada State Prison, which is like 20 minutes from the Washoe Club. There's one location in Virginia City I will never step foot back into, because me and my friend went to the Mackey Mansion, which is one of the richest persons in Virginia City back in the time, house. And I have a photo of me in Mr. Mackey's room, and it looks like there's a hand choking me over my throat.
Oh,
And we were literally stuck in his bedroom for over 2 hours because we felt like if we got up, something was either going to fly at us, hurt us, or we're going to walk into something and not be able to leave. So we sat in that room for almost 2 hours. Like, do we continue this investigation? At one point, we looked at each other, we're like, I don't want to ever investigate again. Like, that got that scary.
wow.
And after seeing that photo and seeing the hand around my throat, I'm like, I will never step foot back into that location. And my friend's like, let's go back. Let's go confront what we experienced. I'm like, okay, we could do that. But if something happens like we did in October, nope, no, I will never do it again. But yeah, the Raw Show was amazing. Like, you see things on TV and you're like, oh, that can't happen in real life type of thing.
Yeah.
And that happened to me at Raw Show. I was like, all these shows that I've seen of the Raw Show Club, my night went above that. I was like, I love that location. If I could move out to Virginia City, I would. And investigate the Raw Show Club every night. Like, I would do that.
On the West Coast, one of the locations that is on my bucket list, I'll probably never make it out there, but Wilson's Castle. I don't know
That
if
is
you've
on my
been.
bucket list too.
I interviewed the lead investigator, and she has about 4 different roles at the castle, but
Hmm. Right?
she she was it was so interesting.
Yeah.
The history there, and the hauntings that occur there.
Right.
Oh,
Like,
it was awesome.
the West Coast has a lot of good locations too. Like, I'm torn between the West and the East Coast at this point. Like, when we went to Virginia City, we flew into California, and the airport we went into was 15 minutes to Alcatraz and 45 minutes to Winchester. So I went to
Oh,
both locations. I literally spent. We landed, I think, like 11 a.m. in SFO, and we went to Alcatraz right away. We did the day tour, and then I went back at night for the night tour. And that place lives up to its name. Like, Alcatraz, once you get onto the island, you feel the energy. And I went into solitary by myself, and I sat down. Not many people were outside of out solitary, because it was like kind of like between the morning rush and then the nighttime rush. And I literally had somebody like go through my hair and then whisper in my ear. I was like looking around, I'm like, okay, there's no one else here. And then it said Al Capone, and then it said a different name, and then it said touched hair. I was like,
oh,
what's up, Al Capone? What's up? You want to party? So that was fun. And then Winchester, like, you hear the stories of Winchester, you know the history. I did the day tour, and while on tour, I'm the one that always stands back and does the photos as people are walking with the tour guide. The door in one of the areas opened right up in front of me. I was like,
oh.
oh, no one's there. I'm like, I wish I could investigate this place. But they don't really allow investigations, except for if you're like Steve and Dylan from Haunted Nights. They have a
Yeah.
way to get in for investigations. So I'm like, when you guys go back, you let me know and I'll come with you, because I want to go in and investigate that place. Like, they have
Yeah.
flashlight tours. I'm like, no, I want the real investigation of the Winchester Mystery House. Like, after having that experience, I'm like, that place is extremely active, and I could feel Sarah Winchester walking around. But I would be scared to investigate that place because there are doors that go to nothing.
Wow.
There's
Yeah.
doors that open to walls and like stairs that lead to nothing. I'm like, I would definitely need a flashlight and a
And
map
yeah, I was just gonna say a map.
because I will never find my way back down if I have to.
I could see you wandering around trying to
Yeah, I
figure
was
out how
like,
to get out of the house.
I'm like, I don't know how these tour guides can do it like on a daily basis and not get lost.
Yeah.
I bet you it takes multiple days of training to know where everything is in that house.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I feel bad for all these tour guys. I have to walk up all those stairs, down those stairs, up those stairs, because you go to almost all of the rooms that are still standing on that tour. There's like 4 rooms that you don't go into in that whole entire house.
Oh,
hmm It was crazy. I was like, I wasn't expecting like the whole house tour, but they take
thought
you
it would be just certain rooms.
everywhere. And then you can get like the basement tour too, which adds another like hour to your tour.
Oh,
Yeah.
I imagine that tour is very long then. Uh,
I think I spent 3 hours in that house and probably like 500 photos.
oh,
Yeah. I like the tour guys, you gotta hurry up. I'm like, dang, I want to take pictures. Like, can I just do like a self-guided tour, please? Like, I don't want to be told where to go, when to go type of person.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
locations that have the self-guided tours.
Well, that's with Wilson's Castle. They give you the official tour, and then they let you wander.
hmm Nice. I love that. I was like, I'm
Yeah,
like, I'll go on a like a tour, but then I want to be able to walk around, like, and take photos and experience my own things, and like,
yeah,
sneak some equipment in and take some EVPs.
yeah. Of course. Well, we got a very off topic, and I actually one last question for you,
Yeah,
and
we
then we'll
got off
be
topic.
wrapping up. Yeah, we went off on a 20-minute tangent, but that's okay. It
That's what's
happens.
fun about this, right?
Where can people buy tickets, find more information about Paracon?
But
Oh, yeah, just the cost and all of that, and do
yeah,
you guys have any
definitely.
hotels you're working with or anything like that?
You can buy your tickets at obscuraparacon.com. Tickets, or I'm pulling them up because I don't want to give the wrong price here. Saturday it's $15. Sunday it is $15. VIP, which includes both Saturday and Sunday, you will pay 25, which is like a really good deal. Workshops range from 15 all the way up to $40, depending on which workshop you pick. After hours investigation is 85, which you can buy on the website as well. Check out our Facebook page, Obscure ParaCon, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're trying to get up and going as well. So yeah, I hope to see you guys at the Paracon. Also, check out my podcast Unturned Pages on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. We have all of the guests of the Paracon coming on to talk about themselves and what they're looking forward to the Paracon as well.
I'll make sure I will, if put all the links in the description below. So if it's easy to find, and all of your links as well. So if
Mhm.
anyone wants to follow your redemption tour this year.
My redemption, my photography, my
Yeah.
podcast. Yes.
So well, I thank you, Jenny, for coming on. It's been a amazing chat tonight. So if you're in the Midwest or can travel to DeKalb, Illinois, the Obscure Paracon runs from March 21st, 22nd, 2026 at the historic Altgeld Hall, and links to the tickets and more will be in the description below. And if you do go, tell Jenny that when you see her, tell her hi for me and that I had
Yes.
sent you over.
We'll be at the ticket booth, so you'll be the first one I see, or the first person you will see.
Yep. And if you enjoyed this conversation, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you never miss an episode. Share this with someone who loves the paranormal or is looking to go to their next convention adventure, especially if they want to want to be part of, this is being the first inaugural event for you guys.
Mhm.
Just remember, everyone, history books close, but some stories refuse to end. Keep exploring the shadows, and I'll see you next Saturday. Do, do, do.